Yo, what's happening? Welcome to another episode of Super Auto Pets, but this time we won't play the game actually, but we will take a really quick look at the new informations the Team Wood Games dropped 2 days ago. They did an update which you can access over this link, and this link will take you to the website where you can play another version of the game. So the update is not yet out. Let's go. So the first one is Arena can play against own pack or all packs. So in the game you can choose which pack you want to play, and also you can choose which pack you can play against. So either the one you are playing or every pack. So this is really cool, I think, because now there's maybe a meta evolving to play against all packs, which could be probably a bit easier to win with, because in my eyes, pack 2 is a bit weaker than pack 1. So if you play against all packs and you pick pack 1, I think your win percentage is probably increasing a bit. I don't know, we will have to look in depth about that when it's rolled out, that's for sure. But this is really interesting, I really like this. Next one, fast forward is safe between battles. This is a nice quick one. If you fast forward in one round, you go into the shop phase after the fight, and then the next fight, this fast forward option is still enabled for you, so you don't have to enable it every fight again. This is really great and will probably help the speedrunners out there. Added logout prompt, so yeah, you get asked if you really want to log out if you click that button. This is really nice. The username can be changed by clicking on it. This is also really nice. This is, I think, a feature this game needs to have, and they delivered, or they will deliver. This is really nice. Freezing no longer requires a server call. What that means probably is, and I'm assuming here, in every match you are playing, your game talks constantly with the server, back and forth. And your game is telling the server, yo, this user froze this unit and bought this unit, stuff like that. So freezing won't require a server call anymore, and it's probably stored locally on your machine. And this probably will reduce stress for the servers. This is, I think, a good choice. Fixed ox, snake, rue, and sheep bug. This is fixed ox, snake, rue plus sheep bug. This is brilliant, because there was a bug where when you had the sheep up front and behind that a unit which reads something like when friend ahead dies, stuff like that. This was bugged because the sheep dying didn't trigger that effect of the unit behind him. It's kind of niche, but it's important to fix, and they delivered again. This is really nice. Fix the hippo health bug. So this bug happened with the hippo, and when the hippo had 50 HP. So it maxed out the HP. The hippo reads knockout, gain +2/+2, 4 or 6. And when that hippo was dealt damage, it should have gained attack and health back, because it didn't die, but the hippo never gained health back. And they fixed that. This is also really great to see. Okay, these were some quality of life changes, and now let's take a look at the very interesting balance changes. The first one is the Dodo now only targets 1 minion but gains damage multiplier. Listen, the Dodo in the first pack is really strong. It's even so strong that it probably is the only reliable way to win right now, in my opinion. I'm not 100% sure if this is correct. Other lineups obviously have also a chance of a 10 win, but the Dodo by far was the most reliable source of 10 win runs. And it was busted because the Dodo, like, if you had a level 3 Dodo, you put an apple on it. Not only did the Dodo got +1/+1, but the Dodo also gave 3 attack on top of it to other guys. And now the fact that it only can target 1 minion but gains a damage multiplier, which is, by the way, on level 1 it's a multiplier of 1. On level 2 it's a multiplier of 2, and then level 3 it's a multiplier of 3. So this effect cannot buff more than one creature, but it buffs that creature more quick if you have a Dodo on a higher level. Which is such an amazing design choice, I must add, because the Dodo now doesn't need as much food as before to be strong. And the Dodo is still strong. Believe me, I checked the games. The Dodo is still strong, it's still viable, it's still a really nice comp, but it's not as broken anymore, and this is amazing. The Dodo now on level 2, with a damage multiplier of 2 times. Imagine you've got a rooster in the front of a Dodo, and the rooster itself is a 10-10. Now the Dodo on level 2 needs to only have 20 attack. So then it will buff the rooster by 20 damage twice, so the rooster is at 50 damage. You only need a Dodo on level 2 on 20 attack to really buff up one unit. And because it only buffs one unit anymore and not 3 or 2 on level 2, it's a bit more hit and miss and not as broken as it was before. This is such a nice touch, honestly. Next one. The butterfly copies from the minion with most health and attack. Right now, if you have a 94-94 unit on the board and a unit with 1 attack and 50 HP, the butterfly will always be a 1 attack 50 HP unit and not a 41-41 unit, because the butterfly copies from the minion with the most health. And my example I just painted is obviously a bit unrealistic, but it can be sometimes a bit worth that the butterfly behaves that way. So this is, I think, a buff to the butterfly, honestly, because now the butterfly is more usable in more setups, I think. Next up, the bat is changed to 1-2 stats. By the way, the butterfly obviously is a change for Pack 2, and the bat obviously is also a change for Pack 2. So the Pack 2 already has 2 balance changes. The bat is changed to 1-2. I think we need the next point as well to put into full picture here. The bat is getting nerfed quite a bit because I think we all know in Pack 2 the bat was really strong. It was the go-to unit to have if you want to have any control over your opponent. So the fact that the bat is now even less usable in the mid and early game is quite interesting, but I don't think that the stat line of 1-2 will do any difference because you never played the bat for their stats. So the fact that the bat had 3 HP normally didn't really matter. So I think now the fact that the bat has 2 HP, that won't make any difference, I think. But the fact that weak is changed to give 3 extra damage is quite alright, because now the bat won't be as powerful in the mid game. So the design choice with the bat, I think, and I'm assuming here again, is that you have a unit which is available early in the game, but its use case is obviously late game. This is really interesting because the strong thing about the weak effect is not the actual effect it creates, the plus damage the unit receives with weak on it, but the really strong effect is that weak overrides food stuff like meat, bones, or melon armor, or stuff like that. So the fact that applying weak to a unit overrides food is the really strong thing. So the initial design aspect of the bat is still there, so that weak can override food, but the effect of weak by itself won't do that much of a difference. And because in the late game, the ability to override food is way more important than in the mid game, I think this is a direct nerf to the bat for the mid game and early game, but the bat is still as viable in the late game than it always was. So this is quite nice, I think. A lot of people have fear crafted a possible nerf to the bat, and there were a lot of different changes and ideas out there. For example, that the bat by itself is weak from the get-go, stuff like that. I think this was actually my idea. I'm not too sure about that anymore. We talked so much about it. But I think this change can really turn around the unit a bit, because now you really have to think about the twice to take a bat that early, and what that does is that you probably don't level up the bat as much, because if you don't take it early, you don't have that many choices to level up the bat anymore. So what that maybe means is that you in some cases don't run bat anymore because it will hurt your mid game. This is quite interesting. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and another one is, as soon as we have confirmed that Versus works in the test environment, then we will roll out the update for everyone. So in the test environment, the The Versus is actually working, and this is really interesting. I'm really looking forward to play Versus against other people. And I think overall this update is really amazing. By the way, I'm recording some gameplay on the test environment as well, so definitely wait on that, I guess. So that's about it for now. These are some update notes for the test environment, and please remember, these updates are not yet live, but you can look forward to it a lot, and I actually really do. And now enjoy the end card. As always, if you like this video, never tell me or your friends, and also please never share this around. Also, please make sure to not like this video. If you want to see more content like this, definitely don't subscribe to my channel and never check out this video displayed over here. See you in the next video. I'm out.